So thanks very much. Normally, when I have conversations to kind of set up, I talk about how web and mobile have come together in the last 10 years to really change things. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Like, I woke up this morning and I did a little tour of the world on this thing as I read news from Russia, from Al Jazeera, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. And then as I was leaving the room, somebody left a dead tree attached to my door that had ink on it, which is kind of interesting. It has boxes and rectangles and some advertising in it. So it was kind of humorous, I thought. We spent $150 billion on boxes and rectangles, people, last year, that nobody cares about, nobody's reading, nobody's engaging with, because they're using these things. So why are you not catching up with what your consumers are doing? And I think part of it's because of what we just heard from Levi's is you don't have the solutions yet that really can make it work for you. So I want to talk a little bit about that. I've had the great pleasure to work with some social commerce companies, ShoeDazzle in LA, Beyond the Rack out of Montreal, that have grown to over 100 million in a very short period of time, attaching social to commerce. Federated Media, the leader in conversational marketing. Jywire, which I think some of the Jywire folks are here, using a location graph to deliver right place and right person, which is really amazing. 33 across. Another one of the companies I'm invested in that's using the interest graph to intersect consumers. Tons of change, and yet we still spent $150 billion on boxes and rectangles. And we spent a good chunk of our time here talking about how we can use data to make boxes and rectangles better, but it's still boxes and rectangles. So I think it's time to change. These things started at 69 BC, so they're about 2,000 years old, dead trees and inks with advertising on them. Content used to be the proxy for audience. We use content as a way to find audience, and sometimes location with these. Audience is now the proxy for audience. And yet we're not engaging that way when we have the potential. So if you think it doesn't matter, and I think it's mostly the people that didn't show up for this session, your clients, Tower Records, Borders, Blockbuster, United Airlines, General Motors, American Airlines, Chrysler, Kodak, all went bankrupt in the last 6 years. We're now in year 6 of smart. It's destroying industries. It's reshaping companies dramatically worldwide. And if you're not helping your clients, you're helping them join the dead pool. So don't do it. I think there's an amazing opportunity to change the universe. My favorite bankruptcy, if you can have one, is Huffman Milken that went bankrupt yesterday. Does anybody know who they are? They are the largest textbook developer in the United States. Their business was producing textbooks for 56 million kids in the United States. They went bankrupt yesterday. It's accelerating. Those kids don't use textbooks anymore, is the point. And so they're turning to be digital natives. So the advisory board said, hey, listen, let's get together some ideas for you guys to help solve this problem. How do you make sure your companies aren't in the dead pool? And the issue with bringing the coolest thing from the valley is 75% of them die before you guys actually get to use them. So we said, well, let's not bring the early ideas. Let's bring companies that are doing at least $5 million in revenue, that are kicking ass, that have big major brand campaigns in market, that are things that you can engage with and scale and help your clients go with. So we're going to do a American Idol series speed round on these companies. They're all super cool, focused on helping brands engage on these platforms in a way that's not boxes and rectangles, but really getting connected with your target audience and driving conversion. So I want to, you've seen a lot of Chris. You're going to see a different Chris. Come on up here. So most of you know Chris is with AppSavvy, and he's got a really amazing new platform, Activity, he's going to tell you about. He has 5 minutes, and then Catherine gave me a button that apparently does something. I'm not sure. You may go up, you may go down. Okay. You're going to go somewhere, but go for it.
All right, great. Yeah, it's funny being back here. I had to take the blazer off to do some level of change, so you cannot see me as the co-host. And just so you guys know, I do have a full-time job. The co-chairing is great, but we do run a business. Chris teed that up beautifully. Our platform was developed over a year ago for one fundamental reason. people's behavior on the web and mobile and gaming has changed. Fundamentally, they're performing activities. People are checking in, completing polls, liking, sharing, yet advertising and advertising technology has not changed. It's been ads around what people do. It hasn't focused, we have not seen any innovation, or you can go to the next slide. You haven't seen any innovation or creativity around advertising. We haven't seen how we put people first. It's been the same old ads are on what people do. So what we've, and with incremental improvements. So what our business has done was developed a platform which focuses on publishers. It's a publisher-focused platform that identifies the most popular activities and enables brands to launch ads at the most perfect time for a user within their natural flow or stream of activity. We call it the natural break. So what I want to show you is 3 or 4 examples for both web, mobile, and gaming. The gaming inventory is, we have a lot of it, but a big part of our business is not to be a Facebook gaming company. We want to help web companies like Hallmark and AOL and Time Warner create net new inventory, and that's what this is about. New inventory that users have never seen, center of the screen, that put more focus on people's activity. So if you go to the first video, you can, so this is It Girl, it's CrowdStar. It's one of the top 4 or 5 games on Facebook. There are no traditional ads in this game. You can see Facebook out to the right. Now, the normal behavior here for what users are doing or saving avatars, in this particular case, it's dressing up her outfit. So this is a normal box that generally appears. They're going to buy it. And then if you can pause it for 1 second, purchase successful. So in this frame, enjoy your new high-waist jeans for this female consumer base that Nike ID wanted to reach. Now, the point of that video, which went very quickly, is that the ad was triggered at a time in which a user would naturally see a box there. But more importantly, it called out and said, thank you for purchasing this. And that little line of context makes that user feel more connected. If you go to the next video, just to call out again, this is not about gaming. This is about changing the web. We want to change the entire web. Less ads, more effective ads. What a better case study than Hallmark, which has been around for 100 years. The natural activity in Hallmark is sending an e-card. So rather than putting ads around e-cards, which you're going to see on the top with that forward ad, we're going to trigger an ad after it's sent. You can pause it here. And this is Macy's. Now, you can't see that small copy very well on the screen, but this is brought to you by. Again, allow the user to perform their natural activity when they normally do it. And with working with the publisher, we ask Hallmark. We don't tell them what to do. We don't say we're going to force an ad down your throat. We ask them, when will a user be most receptive to an ad? Now, you may look at this and say, hey, Chris, this is an ad. It is. But what we're trying to figure out and solve is let's trigger that ad at a more natural sequence and break, opposed to up here and mobile down here, which we all know we ignore. So speaking of mobile, let's go to the next case study. Mobile has become a huge part of our business in the last 12 months. We think there's bigger innovation than just banners at the bottom of the screen. This app is called Audibly, discovering new authors and books. Notice you don't see any advertising yet until you see download and listen. And you can pause it there. What you see is a beautiful 300 by 250 center of the screen for HP. You can continue to run it. Thanks, guys. And it's presented by. So it's in a more framed format where this is presented by. It's clear that it's an advertiser. We give them the ability to X out if they wish. And we've learned one fundamental thing which may blow everyone's mind. People actually like advertising. Advertising works. But you have to focus on the user. I know I've talked a lot about this and now incorporating obviously into our business and our platform. If you put people first and you listen to the publishers and you identify natural breaks, guess what they do? They watch, they listen, they view. So the performance of the activity platform, and this is where the relevance comes to the agencies that are in here, is performance for web is generally 1.5 to 2%, and that's kind of CTR, interaction, engagement, comparatively to Facebook and traditional display. For mobile, 5 to 15%. Every brand advertiser that's leveraged the platform since we've started has been blown away by that overall performance. So, the last comment, because I'm over already, is, actually, I'm not going to go any more last comments. We're done. Thank you.
Good job. So I want to ask Kathy to come on up from Local Response. They've got an amazing platform that allows you to do real-time, location-based conversations on social. It's one of the things I'm really excited about, one of the things I think are most important for 2012, which was being in front of your audience and having conversations with them. So Kathy, take it away. And, oh, I forgot to mention, we are not doing any Q&A afterwards. You don't have to worry about that. But hashtag LoMoSo, location, mobile, social, on Twitter. If you've got a question, just post it up, and we'll make sure we get you connected. So Kathy,
Great.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys being in the room since it's so beautiful outside. So again, my name is Kathy Leek. I'm president and founding partner of Local Response, and we help marketers respond to real-time consumer intent. And the way that we do that is we are aggregating and analyzing about 340 million pieces of intent data on a daily basis. We do this from multiple location-based services as well as social networks. And we define intent in our business as someone checking in using a location-based service like Foursquare, possibly someone posting a picture on Instagram, or broadcasting intent on Twitter. And again, we're analyzing all of this through semantic NLP. We have 3 products that we provide marketers. One is an analytics tool, which is a pro dashboard, self-serve analytics tool. The second is direct response, whereby a marketer can respond in real time to this intent data. And the third is intent targeting by banner. So just to show you how it works, this is an example using American Eagle. We term this explicit intent. So this is someone checking in on Foursquare to American Eagle. They're publicly posting this check-in on Twitter. And through our platform, American Eagle can respond back to this consumer in real time with a personalized message via an at mention. So this copy is always customized based on the goals of the campaign, but this is just an example. Thanks for checking in. You've unlocked a deal, take 10% off your next purchase. At the end of the at mention copy is a bit.ly link where we drive people to a landing page where we convert them on mobile. So this is a very flexible ad unit. You can embed video into this page, rich media, electronic coupons, mobile coupons for mobile web. And at the top, we like to pull in 2 pieces of dynamic data. We pull in the original check-in as well as the brand's response to the check-in so that this page is personalized, it's dynamic, it's contextual, and there's a conversational element to this page. So the next example is just to differentiate between what we term, again, explicit data and implicit data. So this is someone that is broadcasting their location. They're broadcasting that they're shopping at American Eagle on Twitter, but they're not using a location-based service to do it. They're just announcing this on Twitter. Then the user flow is exactly the same. American Eagle responds in real time, again, with an at mention, and we drive them to the mobile landing page where the call to action lives. And then the next product, again, is intent targeting. So this is where we can broaden our targeting parameters a little bit. We're delivering mobile banners against the same data set that I just described. So whether that's checking in implicitly or explicitly, or checking into potentially your competitive set, both implicitly and explicitly, or expressing any relevant sentiment. So in the case of American Eagle, it could be someone saying that they're looking for back-to-school clothes, and we serve a mobile banner in response to this data. The next example is a retail product that we have and we've just launched. We're basically taking the concept of printed circulars and turning those into a mobile experience. So again, this is someone checking into Walmart on Foursquare, publicly posting this to Twitter. We're responding back in real time in store. And on our landing page, we're dynamically generating basically inventory information in real time. Once they click redeem for the special, we drive them to a page where we've integrated with a company that's integrated with POS systems at retail and restaurants across the US. And what they're able to provide us is a 4-digit code where all the consumer has to do is show the 4-digit code at checkout, and they punch it into the cashier punches it into the cash register, and we can actually convert someone in store in real time. So again, taking intent data and driving that all the way to conversion at POS. And just to summarize, we are truly embodying social, local, and mobile in one. Checking in or broadcasting your location is a social behavior. We're helping big brands advertise to people on a local level, and then obviously we're converting people on their mobile device. So we really embody all 3. And then taking intent data and turning that into targetable impressions for marketers. So again, intent for us is someone posting a picture on Instagram, broadcasting intent on Twitter, checking in using a location-based service. We're basically taking all of that data and turning it into impressions for marketers. And then obviously we're about real-time mobile activation. You know, we are really closing the loop on someone expressing intent and converting them on mobile. And our data set is very declarative. We know where people are, when they're there, what they're saying, and we're allowing marketers to respond back to that data. There's not really a stronger signal than that. All other types of targeting out there is an approximation, so whether that's behavioral, contextual, lookalike, it's an educated guess, but you're still guessing, and our data set is very declarative. And then lastly, scale. We're aggregating across multiple platforms, so we bring tremendous scale to any initiative. And I'm right on time, I think. Thank you.
Way to go, Kathy. Thank you. They're tricky stares when the lights have been in your eyes, so well done. Ari, I'd love to have you come on up. So it was really interesting hearing the conversation with Levi's a second ago, and Ari's going like, man, I can solve that problem. So he's got a company called TapAd. He's a veteran of the mobile space, multiple startups. Welcome to the stage, and you've got an amazing product and platform in terms of looking at cross-platform attribution. So take it away.
Great. Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, thanks for taking the time. I'm going to talk a little bit about cross-platform advertising, which is cross-online, tablets, and mobile. So, but first, look a little bit on the consumer behavior. So, just like Chris said, initially here, we got this stat here a couple of weeks ago, and you might have seen it already, but this digital native that Chris referred to, they switch between screens 27 times an hour. So that means that you are on the tablet, on your phone, on the television, and on a computer, and switch between these screens 27 times an hour. Always when we present this number, some say, that sounds about right. Others say, I don't believe that. And others say, I switch between screens much more than 27 times an hour. But it's definitely a big, big shift in consumer behavior out there. Show one more, which is this one, which 80% of Americans admit to be on a mobile or on a tablet while they're watching television. So you have your very high-priced television commercial running while people are really spending their time on other types of devices. So this was the whole background for us, and we've seen this whole complete change in consumer behavior the last couple of years. You wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, you are on television and on your tablet, checking Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You go to work, realize that now you should check your phone for news, whether it's on New York Times or Twitter or anything else. Then you spend time at work in front of your work computer, and at the same time I find myself doing this all the time. I have my big screen computer, but I'm on my phone sending emails and buying stuff and checking things on my phone, which makes no sense. And then you go back out to a store after, you browse the store, go to Best Buy or other places, but you end up buying a lot of your goods from Amazon or other places. Then back at home, watch television, computer at the same time, and watch Mad Men. So this whole consumer behavior has really shifted, which means that brands are now multi-channel brands. Whether they want it or not, these consumers are on all these platforms at the same time. So that's the problem now. Advertising has really not caught up to any of this. So for an advertiser, they will see 5 people. They will see you on your phone, you on your tablet, you on your computer, you on your smart TV soon, and you on your Xbox. But that's really no smart there. There's one person that have 4 or 5 different types of devices. So this was the problem we saw earlier that we now set out to solve, which is to unify an advertiser's view on the consumer independent of what screen they are on, which is complicated, but it's a big problem to solve and hard engineering task to solve. So that's what we do. So we build out what we call a device graph, and the device graph will say that with a very high probability, these devices belong to the same person. I'm going to get into a little bit later how we do that, but when you have that, you can do start using retargeting, but using it cross-platform and cross-screens. So you're building up audience lists from online visitors to BMW.com or any other advertiser online. And then you can retarget that same consumer on his mobile device when he's close to a BMW car dealer or close to a retail store to get them to the next step in the purchase funnel. Retarget them back on a tablet, back online, and really take media and data in between platforms. And all of this for us is also sitting on top of a real-time bidded environment. So all these 140 billion impressions a month that we see now are all real-time bidded, and the system will make decisions in real time based upon input from three sites. So this is what we call this device bridging, which is to build up this device graph. We use a lot of different types of methods to do this. We also now, the big focus for us has been on the privacy side, so the only one that have this OBA and DAA compliance for mobile, so in 100% of the time, the consumer will have a little icon in the top right corner, and they can opt out, and they can have full control and transparency. But this really allows you to take any online behavioral data that you built up and find that same consumer with high probability on their mobile device. So I'll flip through quickly. So since we have 11 seconds left. So we worked with some of the biggest brands on the finance side, on the telecom side, on the travel side, retail, automotive. And this also to say that there's a lot of scale in this. As I mentioned, we had about 140 billion impressions across all these different types of platforms. Campaigns are running with a lot of scale, so we can do this for many brands that do use the retargeting online and want to take the next step. All right.
All right, thanks very much. That's really important. He's very Scandinavian and very understated, but he's killing it. And I think all of you can relate to the problem he's solving. Speaking of problems, there are 4 billion of these devices on the planet, and how we connect them to the physical world, I think, is one of the biggest challenges for brands and advertisers. And if anyone who thinks QR codes suck, you're going to be excited to hear from Joe. So I'm going to bring up Joe Gillespie from Zoov.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, I'm Joe. Our company is Zoov. Our first product we call Star. And basically what we've done is launched a brand new mobile namespace, Star followed by any brand, any word in the English language. And via this phone call, you simply call Star ESPN, Star DD for Dunkin' Donuts, and we can literally send any digital asset to any consumer with a mobile phone in the United States. Our addressable audience actually starts with 260 million consumers. As Chris points out, nothing to scan, nothing to download, no change in user behavior. From 7 to 70, everybody knows how to make a simple phone call. Why Star? Well, first and foremost, it's not text 5, 6, 7, 3, followed by more non-commonsensical numbers. One of the things we're finding marketers love, beyond the fact that we can literally make the real world clickable against any marketing asset, is it's Star your brand. We work across all phones and carriers, so we're not just smartphones. We can also express unique content experiences on literally any phone, and it includes feature phones. We work on across all media, as I said before. As you know, you can't scan a QR code on radio the last time I checked. Good luck remembering my way too long URL that's got / get me down to a landing page. And for that matter, even SMS vanity codes. In a very hyper-targeted way, as I'll get to in a second, you can simply call Star Coke, and we can deliver everything from a mobile web landing page, a coupon, enter a contest, hit an IVR, hit a call center. You name the digital asset, we can deliver to that consumer within seconds on their phone. We're more than just a pretty UI. As Chris will probably tell you, it took a long time to get to our commercial state, nearly 7 years of amazing investment in BD with all the major carriers, because our technology actually sits at the SS7 layer. And if you're going to call, I'm going to have you call a code in a minute, you're going to see the performance that comes with that position and where we sit with that IP is pretty impressive. In addition to that, on each dialing event, we actually capture 4 key data assets, all of which that we can personalize and target a content experience against. The first is we capture the actual cell phone number of the person who called *** Coke. The second is we know what carrier that call came off of. Was it AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or Sprint? The third, what is the make and model of the handset? Is it a BlackBerry, is it a Microsoft phone, an Android phone, or an iPhone? And my favorite is the fourth, on a complete opt-in basis, we actually capture location data on literally every single dialing event within seconds because we've captured all the tower and cell IDs for all the major carriers in the United States. And all of these stats, click-through rate, call data, location data, all is exposed to you in real time through our ad content and our content management system in real time. We capture this literally every second on the second. We went commercially live in June of last year, and frankly, my hair has been on fire ever since. We've been literally working with brands in just about every category imaginable. We started in media, and we've been able to secure deals with everybody from CBS to this morning we closed ABC News, to major sporting franchises. Some of you may have seen us. We were in literally every NFL football game last season, MTV, the National Hockey League for all you hockey fans. We're now starting to mine brands in large advertising categories, and we've closed deals with everybody from Unilever for ** Dove and ** Dove Men, which ran during the NCAA March Madness, to most recently, for those of you who live on the East Coast, we launched a massive campaign with ** DD with Dunkin' Donuts for Men in Black, and if you call it, it will download a really cool Men in Black 3 phone, app to your phone. And remember, as the voicemail will tell you, the galaxy runs on Dunkin' Donuts coffee, because that's important. So what I'd like you to do now is just please pull out your phones, and I'd like to ask everybody to simply call. Just imagine, first and foremost, if you saw this billboard outside. As Chris said, we are all about offline to online activation on a can of Coke, radio spot, TV spot, or even on the DirecTV blimp. You simply call ** free. And for all of you unfortunate BlackBerry users, that's *3733. And for the first 50 of you that make that call, I will download a $10 Starbucks coupon to your phone, and you can redeem it at any Starbucks in the United States. And for my last stunt, and thank you again very much for your time, we actually launched this morning a contest with Gas Station TV out of Detroit. They are the ones that are running all those wonderful TV monitors on top of gas stations. And we're actually giving away $50 of free gas a day, 50 times a day, to everybody that calls ** GSTV. And you can call that anywhere in the United States. And on that note, I'm going to end with 10 seconds to go and say, good luck.
Good job. So I think this is really where we're going. We're less than 24 months away from the relationship between a brand and the consumer through the mobile device as being the defining way that commerce is driven. But I want to bring up Brian and stage, our last of the 5 innovation ideas out of the Valley. Brian is the youngest of our CEOs and founders. He just turned 21. I missed his birthday party in Vegas. I apologize for that. But Brian is one of the most amazing, energetic founders and CEOs of companies. And his whole idea is attach your brand to happiness. Seems logical, but he's figured out a way to do it. So Brian, take it away.
Hello, how's it going? I'm last, I know it sucks, but it's great. Recency effect, right? Best thing ever. All right, so I wanted to share with you guys today. I know I have a lot of time. The last time I did this was the Big Minute, which is this thing in San Francisco. You get like 80 seconds, Big Minute, get it? But yes, and I'm really glad that I recently turned legal last month. Which means that last night was very much so a legal outing, which is great. Thank you very much. So we all know we need to be mobile. We all know that there's everybody in this room has a smartphone or some kind of phone that requires some thinking as to how brands want to be engaged with. And so, our initial idea came from how we could find you in these moments where you truly are engaged and could potentially be given something. So this is the current experience right now. You guys have all seen this. Fast app switching, you're out. Oh my God, holy shit, what just happened? Oh, okay, fucking full screen thing. Oh my God, this is annoying. Why? I just finished a word. It's a high scored word. You're showing me an ad. It's an ad. It's not something that I want, right? And I did something so meaningful though. This is emotionally significant. This is amazing, right? Why can't there be something that matches that emotional significance? Right? And so we also noticed this when we saw the achievement moment, right? Every game has this. Ooh, yeah, yay, yay, right? you guys have all seen this, right? You've all gone through this. You're happy at these moments in time. And it's just really a big smack in the face when it's like, here's an ad, right? So there has to be a better way. And of course, as I kind of gave it away, rewards. And so what I mean by rewards is simply reciprocating, this concept of giving back. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical product that you hand to them, but it's something like a song download, like virtual currency, like something that helps people feel like they've been given something, right? And this natural reciprocity in our moment is through serendipitous rewards. So to the marketer, that's surprise and delight, right? And to the casino owner, it's the slot machine. And to the psychologist, it's positive intermittent reinforcement. So we wanted to figure out a way to help people choose to do what they wanted to do already. I'm going to want to go ahead and play this game. I'm going to go ahead and run and track my run and map my run. I'm going to do what I want to do on mobile. I'm going to decide to do what I want to do. But why not after I've done it, in these moments when I'm happy, that a brand can be there to truly be there to reciprocate, and that's magic. Voila, right? And so we also realized when we look at the rewards angle, when people look at this stuff, it's really interesting. Because when they see a reward, it's actually something worth something to them, and they want to respond to it, right? And when you see an ad, it's very difficult to fall in love with an ad, but it's very easy to fall in love with a reward. And when we saw that, they gave us a very, very powerful positioning, not in just the way that we were presenting things, which, by the way, had actual value so that people could feel like there was some type of reciprocity there, but we were able to actually understand more about how it affected them. So we actually, a couple weeks ago, this is very, very exclusive. I'm glad you guys were here to see this. We're actually launching instant pre-post brand feedback. So we actually, in the units, are able to ask people questions after they redeemed and say, hey, did you like this? Do you want something better? You know, is there another brand that you like? What is your demographics? You know, so we can understand instantly in those moments what they actually want. And 57% of the people who saw that responded because they actually want something that's better or more targeted or that they could actually be able to value more. And so we actually are using this rewards positioning to create a much more close connection that isn't just an ad, that is something much more. In these moments in time, when you're mobile, you're doing shit. That's what I realized. When you're on your phone and you're not going to sit back and watch it like this for 4 hours. You're going to be doing stuff. And when you're doing stuff, there's moments involved, and the results show for it, right? So when you see mobile ads in general, I think it's very, you know, it's impressive when it's 0.1% or 0.3% or 0.03%. But our engagement rates are at 44.5%. This is live. So last week it was something like 43.8%. We've been kind of fluctuating, but we know that the people who are seeing this stuff, we're answering this billion-dollar question of what reward at the right time to whom. And that's fundamentally the most important thing. If I can find you coming out of the subway at 8:30 in the morning and reward you with something, that's phenomenal. And where are we going next? This is really cool. So we realized late last year that the achievement didn't just exist in games. This was kind of a mind explosion event. We're like, oh my gosh, not just in games. You could use Map My Run, map a 8-mile run, let's say, and potentially get rewarded from Propel. And this was something that really exploded in sort of helping people understand that, hey, this is not just rewards for games. This is rewards for everything that you do in life. This is a rewards layer over the world, and we are very excited to be able to bring that to everybody. Thank you very much.
Nice job, bro. So hopefully that got you a little excited about innovation, where it's coming from the Valley. It is happening at a breakneck speed. We spent $150 billion, people, on boxes and rectangles. That's not what consumers want. We had a little over 400 billion worth of bankruptcies in the companies I talked about. Don't let your clients be in the dead pool. Innovate, be aggressive. The world's moving really quickly. Jump on board, because if you're not, your brand's going to go right to the Valley, which is cool because I like talking to those guys, but it's going to disrupt your business. So embrace it. I think I also want to let you guys know iMedia is having an amazing session in Austin in October on mobile, and we're going to do a real showcase on innovation. So if you can come to Austin, that'd be great. Actually, on your table, there are also cards. If you want to nominate a company that you think is really kick-ass, we're going to do sort of a death match, cage match kind of thing to see, what is the most amazing startup. And it's just a way for us to engage with you guys on what's working with you, bring these companies to you. And last but not least, if you want to continue the conversation here as a group, hashtag #LoMoSo, any questions you've got. And if you're looking for me, thanks to Mr. Gillespie, Star Chris, you can get me anytime. You know where I am. All right, thanks very much, guys. We're off to break, so thanks. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.